Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Terrence Ray back at you with another stock market update. We had some fireworks today. Um, well, actually, the market, we had a big move, kind of stayed within a range, but we extended the down move. So I would say, you know, those fireworks compared to this little range right here. If you go from the high in July 27th, the market kind of stayed within a range. So today, so if you saw yesterday's video, I talked about the down move today extending basically, right? Now, what I got up is the SPX. So S&P 500 options market. You can only trade options on here, but the reason why I have it on here is because I do the expected move every week. And you can see where the range for the week was only like 50. I think it was like 51.24, something like that, 51 bucks. So we exceeded that. As you can see where the market was up right here, right around 40, 44, 50, 44, 45 or something like that as it opened the week. And then we ended up all the way down at 43.20. That is a difference of about 120, 125 bucks. So as you can see, on Wednesday, it touched the bottom end of the expected move and then gap down. Thursday, down move. And then Friday, you can see right here. Now, earlier in the day, the market did look like it tried to come up, and then the bears came in and took it on down. So we are right now, we're not even currently oversold on the RSI yet. We got a 32 on the RSI, 30 is oversold. So we still got a little bit more room to go on the downside. Um, I am I'm bearish. The down move is on at this point. And what I'm going to do is go look at the SPY because that is where my levels are. Now I'm gonna go over these levels. I went over them yesterday. Yes, I'm gonna get the Tesla. Just sit tight. Because I told you all where the market was going today in Tesla. And I'm gonna show you right where it went. So this 1618 right here, this level right here held as resistance. You can see the market went up and then rejected it and then came down, right? So now we are sitting here at support. This really is support right here. Let's see, because you can see where the market went up. So when doing support and resistance, you want to look where the market breaks. So you got the market where it went up, and we see these wicks right here, right? And then it kind of held and then went up, came back and retested this level, this area, and then took off again. So this acted as support, and it is acting as support right now. So next week, we want to see what we're going to get as the market opens up. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little chop, but the next level down, since we passed this one, I do think that we'll get down to the next level is where I just moved the support from, where this gap is, right down here around four. I would We got 422, right? So if I was trading though, if I got 425 out of it, I would be cool. I would be cool with taking profit at 425 if I was to open up a short next week. I would like to see a pullback a little bit, like up in here and then to get it, but there's no guarantee. We could come in at Monday morning when it opens up and the market be done gap down a little bit. We are This full blown sell off mode right here, but it's controlled. It's not wild. Because as you can see, where the market ended on the day, the market didn't end um, down a whole lot, but it moved a lot during the day because it was up some and then it was down some. So we had a nice range. This wasn't a bad day to do some scalping. Like if you was just range trading, wasn't too bad on that. So once again, our next level down on the SPY is going to be, I will call it right around 424, 425. Um, I don't like shorting into the hole. I would like to get a pullback. Now, if we can get a pullback, I will not short this right here. I'll just let it go. I'll miss out on it. I want to see a pullback up into this range. I want to see a pullback up into here, and then I'll short it. I'll short it as it's coming up on an up day. I want to short on an up day. That's just how I like to, you know, that's how I like to trade. So even though I think it's going to go down further, I'm not going to chase it anymore. I wanted to get it to pull back and then get it. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. It should look the same. The NASDAQ, you can see it hit its level holding. Now I think the NASDAQ is going to come take this low out right here. Let's look at the MACD. And you guys can see the MACD is accelerating. So look down here at the bottom of the screen. Anytime you see the MACD, now where you see the histogram, this is the histogram where it's the green and red bars. When you see the histogram continuing to go down or up in any direction, you see right here on September 18th, it was small. Then it got bigger right here on the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and then here we go on the 22nd. That was today. So it accelerated all these days in a row, right? So it is accelerating as it's going down. It has not slowed down yet. The momentum is still accelerating to the downside, which is going to keep me bearish. We got our 9 SMA angling down, and you got the 50 SMA beginning to turn down, right? So I'm going to stay bullish. I'm going to stay bearish in my overall thesis on the market, either bearish or neutral, either or. So and how you say, well, how can you be neutral? Well, in options, you can do strangles and iron condors and things like that. And so anything that I will put on would be at this point bearish, or I would just make it neutral. So we're going to stay with the same thesis. Let's take a look at let's go ahead and talk about the bonds before I get into some of the equities. I don't want to forget. Now, if you are on Twitter, maybe I'll post it to the community tab. Some of what Bill Ackman said today. Basically, he just said that he's going to continue to be short the long end of the bonds. He's going to continue to be short the 30-year bond. Now, what I have on is showing is the TLT. This is the ETF of the bond market. It's 20-year plus Treasury bond. And you can see we gapped down yesterday, and today it looked like we had a green day today, right? Now let's go look at the 30-year. It's not gonna give us, even if I do like a year's, I don't think it's gonna show. It's a way. It's a way around that. We'll show the hot market. There we go. Now, looking at the 30-year bond. So he's saying, which is kind of crazy, but he's saying he's gonna he gave his reason why he's gonna stay short this. Now, me personally, I'm taking profit, right? This is a crash in the bond market. Now Bill Ackman is saying that he's going to he said we will remain short the 30-year bond. So he's gonna hold this position. I imagine he took some off. He didn't say that, but I just can't see him just keeping this position on, right? But that's what he said. Now, if you're looking at the 30-year bond selling off like this is why the 30-year fixed rate mortgages are going up. So I'm gonna show you the yields. Let's go look at the yields. You see how the yields move like inversely to the 30-year bond? You can see I had a trend line right here. This is an old trend line that I had. And look where it popped and broke this trend line, and look what it did. Came back, retest that 9-day, and then we got a high, and then we just got a higher high. This is I don't know if it so I don't know if this is good or not. Right. In years past, this would have been bad. It seemed like it was like I was stuttering or whatnot, but I'm not, because as a trader, I generally don't care. Right. I will trade whatever. Just give me a chart and I'll trade it. But as far as our economy, the 30-year, these interest rates running up like this, you look at your credit card, I imagine credit cards, interest rates are changing, they're fluctuating. This is bananas right here. This is crazy. And what's even crazier about this is the 10-year is accelerating as well. So we got the 2-year accelerating, the 10-year, and the third year. So with him saying, basically, he's saying this is going to continue because he's gonna continue to be short the bond. So if he's shorting the bond, then these yields are gonna continue to rise. So that's another thing. So if you want to trade, if you want to follow Mr. Bill Ackman, first of all, this is an expensive trade to trade these bonds right here. It's a big boy trade, to short this. If you were going to short it, you say, if you're asking me like, Ray, if I wanted to short this, how would I short it? Or how would I trade it? I'm not telling you to. If you don't have any experience with it, don't do it. If you were going to do it, though, I would stay neutral. I would be doing defined risk spreads. You can do iron condors. You can come out 35 days and sell both sides of it. Sell the 114. If you buy the 113 and then sell the 121 by the 122. The only thing about it is it's in fractions, so it's in ticks. Don't worry about trying to calculate the ticks. If you look down here at the bottom of the TastyTrade platform, you see it says max profit $250, max loss 750. So you may be saying, "Well, I want to do something like that," because you're selling the expected move, right? You're putting the probabilities on your side. I personally would not do this trade. I'm just showing you different ways that you can trade it. Like if you want to be in this market, if you want to get bullish, you could just come in here, maybe sell the 115, buy the 113, right? Max profit is 468.75. Max loss 1531. That's a 73% probability of profit. So you could do something like that. Or if you got a big enough account, you just come flat out and just sell the 113. Now the buying power is going to margin you $3,000. Max profit is 531. You could do something like that. Or that's pretty much now the safest way to trade bonds, in my opinion, is to trade the TLT, which is the ETF. You can come over here and you can go in the option market over here and maybe do something. I wouldn't go into October. I like to have a little bit more time than that. So I would come out here for maybe 56 days and I would stay on the call side. There's a dividend on this product every month, right? So if you're trading on this call side and you don't understand you're not familiar with options, you don't want to get caught with an in the money call and doing a dividend or something like that and get assigned. So as long as you are managing the trade at the proper time, you would be fine. So me personally, I would be on this side of the trade, on the put side, maybe selling the 32 delta. Sell the 32 delta, buy the 11 delta. You're not getting enough. It's not enough, not enough bang for the buck right here. Maybe come a little closer, sell the 90. Eh, you're not getting a whole lot. You're not collecting a whole bunch of premium. You might want to do this naked to make any real money. You sell the 89 naked. Its buying power is only 1500. Collect the 115. That ain't a lot of juice. Just not. If you're not an experienced trader, to be honest with you, I stay out of this. I don't see any good for someone who has a small account and you're not experienced with trading. Stay away from the bonds. Now let's get to some of the equities. Let's go. Let's take a look at Tesla because this was the put that I had on yesterday. Close it out. And you look at yesterday's video, you will see me calling out the target of 245. I called it out yesterday. Market was sitting right here riding this 50 SMA. And I said the next level down is 245. I told you all I bought the put before the end of the bell yesterday. And I traded the 56 day. Boom, there it is right there. It closed with a 500 profit. So if you still in it, you up money. Um, but for me, I'm out. Got my target. I'm out. I look forward to now. It could, like I said, let's see. Next level down is I would call it 230. That is a real That's a real good possibility of it getting down to 230. You get down to 230 on this put right here. That's another 14, 15 bucks down. And this option would probably be about 26, 24, about $2,500. I would like to see a pullback. Same thing, just like I said on the SPY. We want to get a pullback up into here and then short. Now look, yesterday when I showed this video, the MACD had not crossed over, right? It was sitting right there. It crossed over today. So now here's our next dilemma, or not dilemma. We got to figure out. We can just trade it as it go though. We ain't got to predict it. Here's this low right here, and you can see where this low was as far as the moving average on the MACD was right here. Is Tesla gonna take this low out right here and then come all the way down and hit support here? That is a real possibility that it could do that. Now, I'm not willing to go that far out. Let's just see what that look like. Let's say we wanted to buy a 200 put, because we could be in crash mode next week. I'm not even lying. That's outside of the expected move right there. That's outside. It's right within one standard deviation, 200. So you could basically buy the 200 put right here at the 15 delta for about, let's call it 460, 465, and make, if you get it, you could probably 4x your trade, 4 to 5x. Because if the market sells off like that, you're going to, those puts, the implied volatility on those puts will expand. But that's one of them trades. That's a long shot trade. I don't like putting those on. I like to go from level to level. So my first level would actually be 230 before I went after that one. You get more if you hit this one, you'd make more money and less risk. I mean, less risk, yeah, but it's a low probability trade. This one right here at 230 gonna cost you a little bit more. It's gonna cost you 1280. Looking to make maybe, I would call it $600-700. Maybe 50% of this. Could be more, but the lower expectations, you really risking two to make one, but you're trading with the market. The market is already on the downside. Now, I expect at some point, the better part about Tesla as opposed to the SPY is Tesla's RSI is only 43, whereas the SPY's RSI was right around, it was like 32 when I looked at it just a minute ago. So Tesla has a lot more to go before it's oversold on the RSI. Now, I'm just talking about as a trader. As a company, I am not bearish on Tesla at all. But these things are healthy. Whenever you have these sell-offs or these trade downs, it's not time to panic, in my opinion. It is time for you to, if you own the stock, you definitely, in my opinion, should be selling calls against the shares that you own. Just don't sit in the stock and wait for it to go down. Or you should have already closed out of those shares, in my opinion. Let the market come down and then buy into the market of some of these zones down here. I'm giving you good support zones. So if the market was to come down to 200, I definitely would buy it. Like I definitely would be sitting down here right around in this area. Like, hey, come to me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and make a zone, because if I see it come down here, then of course I want some of it right here. If we get that kind of sell off, I'll come in here and I may, do a little bottom fishing, little scoopy. You want to get a little scoopy down around this area. That's anywhere from 200 to, maybe 190. Get a little scoopy. If we can get that. And in my opinion, that's a nice good sell off. That's a way for, if you believe in the company, to try to get bullish. Now, I wouldn't throw my full position in right there because, you catching a falling knife, it could continue to fall. You got a gap down here that's maybe filled at some point, possibly, but, maybe nibble a little bit. And I'll talk about, if it gets to that level, I will come in and talk about how to get long using stocks, right? And if you're looking over here, you can see the aftermarket in Tesla. During the after hours, the market Tesla is down at $244.80. So it's still trading after hours. It's below my 250 level. I mean, excuse me, 245 level that I had for yesterday. I'm gonna bring up Netflix. I don't know if I talked about Netflix in yesterday's video, but I got levels on it. And look at it right there. Now, this level right here, that's like an extra one. That 4618. I don't really trade to that last one. I'm out generally right around here. Let's see what we get out of Netflix. If Netflix breaks, now looking at the MACD and the momentum, I could see Netflix pulling back a little bit. I could see it pulling back a little bit, but I do think that it's gonna get, it's gonna get bearish. Yeah, I mean, I'm still bearish. It's gonna go lower. I could see it chopping around, pulling back a little bit, maybe revisiting right around, let's call it 400. I can see it revisiting the 400 level, maybe 395 right here at resistance, and then I can see it flushing because there's your 200 SMA, and you can see the MACD is in full blown sell off mode. If Netflix breaks this 200 SMA, I'd bail on it. Be honest with you, I'd already be out of it. There's no way I'd be holding Netflix right now. This chart telling me, that's why I said that maybe next week, man, we could get a full blown crash. Like, it wouldn't be beyond me to see the market just crash because too many stocks look the same. These stocks that I'm showing you guys, they all look the same and they're all screaming like some more to the downside, please. Tesla is the only one that I pulled up so far that's oversold on the RSI, and it's just barely oversold on the RSI. 29.6. It just broke 30. You can definitely get some more selling off on that. Take a look. Let's look at Apple. Apple ain't, in my opinion, it ain't even begin selling off yet. It's chopping right here at support. See, we got a nice little range right here. Let's move this. Let's move this right here. Look at this chop right here. Look at that. Look at that little range right there. When Apple breaks out of that range, it's going ham to the downside. This little range right here, which is about, let's call it 180 to 173, this little $8 range right here, you can see it bouncing back and forth in. It can get out of it, break out of here. 200 SMA, here we come. That's another $10 down. We could definitely see that. We could definitely see that. So let's take a look at, let's look at Meta. I don't think I even been talking about Meta. Meta's in a nice range. Like, you see how this chop? Let's see. Let's remove this. And you can see the 9-day turning, rolling over right over here at the 50. All you need, all you need is a little bit of news, a little something to give it a little nudge. Once it comes out right around in here, I say once it break this range right here, this little area right here, once Meta breaks that, look out below. Look out. And if it take this low out right here, so if it take this low out right here, there is nothing keeping it from going to 230. Nothing. There's nothing keeping Meta from going to 230 once it takes this out. You take this low out right here, right around, let's call it 274, 274.17, somewhere right around in there. Take this low out where you can see it may say here go the resistance. Now support that area right there. Once you get that break right there, it's over with. Let's go ahead and put a rectangle there so we can show some support. This is where you want to see. You want to see Meta break right there. You see Meta break right there. Ain't nothing stopping it from making this fall. You're gonna get straight drop down here to maybe, let's call it 240, 244. That's your next level down on Meta. Break here to here, 244. That's about 30 to 40 bucks. Let's take a look at, we looked at Apple, Amazon. I don't think I seen anything when I went through Amazon, gap down. Man, you see this right here, guys? Amazon break below this 126. 126. Yeah. Once we get a break below 126, we can get another 10 bucks. So that's why I said we could get a full blown crash next week. Look at the, and the MACD is accelerating. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of good shorts. It ain't looking good if you look at it. Look at Google sitting right here at the 50 SMA. Just went below it. Got a nasty drop coming. But this nasty work. While I'm doing this, hit the like button. Hit the like button. I promise you ain't nobody out here. I'm telling you, not only am I going over the charts, giving you potential trades and ways to handle it. Now, right here, something like this, like like Google and Meta, I would like to see a pullback, but you may not get it. So if you don't get a pullback, nice, easy trades. Don't mean you're gonna make money, but I'm just showing you something that's easy to do, and it won't cost you a whole lot. This a trade costs you $100. Buy the 131, sell the 129. That is an in and out spread, right? And it's only costing you, well, the market is closed right now. So the spreads, the bid ask is wide. So I can't really see what it would be. This trade should not cost you any more than, $100. Because it's $2 wide spread. It shouldn't cost you more than 100. I wouldn't pay no more than possibly 105. That's it. If you want to make it wider, you can buy the 132, sell the 129. It's $3 wide. You shouldn't pay no more than 150. You're buying a put spread, so you're taking a bet that the market will go down, but you're capping your loss, right? So the width of the spread is only $3. That's max you can lose, but you really only can lose what you pay for. I may put one of those on next week and put it on live just so you guys can see. I would like to have it put on. I can go over it. I want to see the market pull back though. If I can get a pullback tomorrow, excuse me, not tomorrow, but next week, I may come in here and see whichever one priced the best, and I'll put one on maybe just to show you guys. Either that or I'll sell a call spread. We'll see. Microsoft, I'm gonna do this one in the video, getting a little long, but we got some good charts, got some good action. You see, I already got stuff put. You can tell, like I'm ready. Just can't trade everything. Microsoft. Let's see what's next level on Microsoft right here at the 1618. What's that? 310. It's at 317 right now. Let's go. So you already got 310 right there. You take this level out. If Microsoft can get down below this 310 level or 30, 308, 309, right around this area right here, you can see here goes support. Let's draw that in. So this is where we want to see Microsoft. So our next level on Microsoft, we got it right here. That's what we're looking at. So we'll see some support right there, or it could run through it. If it break through there, look out below. Next level is down here. So the market is we getting some correct. We're getting the market is correcting. In my opinion, these stocks shouldn't be this high anyway. So overall, next week, going into the market next week, yes, I'm bearish on everything. Even if I pulled up more stocks, if I pulled up some different stocks, I guarantee probably all of them look like this. I may pull up some more stocks and do some scans and do a live video this weekend talking about some stuff. We'll see. Um, I want to start being able to do some. I'm going to start placing some more trades on the TastyTrade platform, so then we can go over, support portfolio management tactics and stuff like that. And we'll see, man. Start showing a little bit more on here. I'll start back doing it. All right, guys, you got something out of this video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit that little bell notification. That way you notified when the bell comes up. Share the video, and that's it. Peace.